December 30th, 2025. Daily Bread. Passage. 2 Chronicles chapter 36 verse 15 to 23. Key verse. Verse 23. Title: The Exile and Return. The Lord, the God of their fathers, sent persistently to them by his messengers, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they kept mocking the messengers of God, despising his words and scoffing at his prophets, until the wrath of the Lord rose against his people, until there was no remedy. Therefore he brought up against them the king of the Chaldeans, who killed their young men with the sword in the house of their sanctuary, and had no compassion on young man or virgin, old man or aged. He gave them all into his hand. And all the vessels of the house of God, great and small, and the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king and of his princes, all these he brought to Babylon. And they burned the house of God and broke down the wall of Jerusalem and burned all its palaces with fire and destroyed all its precious vessels. He took into exile in Babylon those who had escaped from the sword, and they became servants to him and to his sons until the establishment of the kingdom of Persia. To fulfill the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah, until the land had enjoyed its Sabbaths. All the days that it lay desolate it kept Sabbath, to fulfill 70 years. Now in the first year of Cyrus king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus king of Persia, so that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom and also put it in writing. Thus says Cyrus king of Persia, the Lord, the God of heaven, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he has charged me to build him a house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Whoever is among you of all his people, may the Lord his God be with him. Let him go up. Daily Bread Message. Finally, there was no remedy for all the idolatry committed by Israel except for God to take away the land he had given them as an inheritance. Nebuchadnezzar was a cruel, godless king who did not spare young or old, men or women. The temple in Jerusalem was utterly destroyed, as a visual demonstration to the people of how they had forsaken God. However, this was not the end of God's good purpose for his people. A remnant of Israel was not killed but was taken into exile in Babylon, where they could understand the sorrow of living apart from God's presence. This remnant looked powerless, and their situation seemed hopeless, but then God raised up the Persians and King Cyrus. A Gentile ruler commanded the Israelites to return to Judah and build a new temple for the Lord. It was a resurrection miracle, showing that anything is possible with God. Nothing could stop God from fulfilling his salvation plan, ultimately by sending Jesus to us. The most devastating and painful events in our life are really opportunities to learn resurrection faith. No matter what, we must not lose hope. We must remember that nothing is too difficult for God. Prayer. Father, thank you for your discipline for your people, which is for our good. Help me believe that you can restore us from any loss. One word. God can bring us back.